Alright, we're here with Delney, a commander that I severely struggle to ever trigger, to the point where I actually spite this card and stopped playing it completely. I'm gonna force this card to do something for me. I and in that way is this. So with Delney, this triggers twice. The first one you play doesn't do anything, but you play one on turn 2, you play Delney on turn 3, and then the preceding ones make a bunch of tokens, and that seems pretty cool, right? All of this is extremely vulnerable to board wipes. There's not much in the way of stopping that, but that's just the nature of a deck like this, right? You're good against maybe Liliana, because it doesn't have a lot of spot removal. You can maybe drown people in just rabbits. There's this card, which reanimates everything that died. There is this board wipe, which you can control what dies. Same with this one. Just name 3, keep all your stuff. Everything that likes to draw cards is in here. And that's about it. I had Skrelv in here for a second, but I don't think protecting Delney with Skrelv makes a lot of sense, right? And a bunch of reanimate stuff might be better for Delney, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Do I name Rabbit, or do I name Human? I don't actually know. Probably Human? It also might not matter. I'm gonna play this. So, yeah, we're just gonna double up on some rabbits. I'm not gonna split up. Opponent can't safely just attack me anymore, right? Actually, they're dead with just 2 blockers. Okay. That can block, but I can remove this as a blocker if I draw a land? Okay, I didn't draw a land. If I swing all out, what happens? Well, let's find out. I'm swinging. Nice. Well, I can't say I had a lot of choices, but we got there. Oh, that would have been so good last turn. Oh well. So I would have never have taken this. Find that interesting. Okay. Of all the times for this to not instantly win, this is one of them. I will play this too, because these in play seem very good here. I can keep up with my opponent's card draw. Alright. I'm significantly ahead because of these enchantments. I can just cast whatever. I don't have to cast more, because I think my opponent has to sweep the board. So, that was a phenomenal draw, actually. This destroys, right? Does it not? Does it exile? It does not. Alright, so we can play this. That's huge here. Now I draw, like, a lot. They have a planeswalker? Oh, sure, that's fine. Alright, let's play you. Actually, let's play this. Land. Okay. Liliana's not looking too exciting. That surprisingly not annoying. So they can make the innocent a 2/3, or excuse me, a 3/2. A little problematic. Which means I can't really swing with the 1/1s, right? It just bounces right off their Enduring Innocence. So I just swing like this. They probably just plus this. Alright, well, that's not good. Let's get rid of... Actually, wait, this might be completely fine. Wait a minute, are they just dead? Hold on. These can't block. Oh, never mind. The Enduring Innocence can block. And they do swing with it. Okay. Do they do the Cauldron now? They go up to 16. They block 2. Alright, I don't think they're quite dead here. But I can blow up the board naming just 3. They keep a 1/1. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not quite lethal. Am I swinging all out? I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't know why I wouldn't. The Warden looks ugly with the authority of councils, because my, like, summoning sickness creatures don't count, but this is fine. I mean, it really doesn't matter where you block. You have to sweep the board, or nothing matters. I will play this. They gain a bunch of life, like a lot of life. Maybe I shouldn't play it. Okay, I won't play it, because they do gain a bunch of life off of the authority. And, that's fine. I'll just avoid that. There is no thing in the graveyard for this to change anything. Alright. Get swarmed. I'm going to... yeah, I'm going to play this. Almost didn't want to, though. That is a nuts turn 2 land for Atali. That is crazy. I guess I'll capitalize on the free time. My opponent's acting like they have interaction here. I really don't think Atali does much in the way of thinking. Okay, opponent figured out their one and only line. I probably should play this and just try to hit a land. I don't know if Delney's right here. It doesn't feel right. And do I play another rabbit? Or do I just level this up? Okay, I'll level this. I'll just, excuse me, I'll just play a rabbit. Try to put some kind of clock on my opponent, I guess. I don't know. It's a red-green deck that does one thing and one thing only. So they ramp this turn, and the next turn we have to survive Atali, which is somewhat likely. I can't envision Atali just killing me outright. I did not really expect that. That's probably a very worthwhile... I think that's a very good outcome for me. I will swing. Now, I don't know which one of these I play. Probably this. So when I cast Delney, it draws. But I don't like missing a land here. Is what it is. Very unusual opener. This is the slowest Atali I have ever seen, other than the one that, like, conceded. Like, super early. I've never seen a Atali deck, like, not have the things it really wants. Very strange. Very strange. So... how many are dead? 3? Does that justify casting this? I think it does, right? Yeah. Crawling Barrens. I will pass a turn. So if my opponent casts Atali and it kills my commander, I have a bunch of rabbits at the same time. Atali doesn't have any good hits out of my deck, which is the ideal thing, and they got a rampant growth. Mentor of the Meek is actually pretty good because they have a lot of mana dorks that can just draw. That's actually pretty solid. It's definitely better than a rabbit, which is what what my opponent should almost always expect here. Okay, so play this. Ignore the universe and play this. Alright. There are red sweepers. We've already seen one of them, I think, right? Didn't we? Yeah, right here. I basically lose if they have another one. Almost. But they kind of need it immediately. I'm not sure what's going on. They roped out on their turn, and now there's a stop in my upkeep, which I'm not sure how that got there, unless my opponent put it there on purpose? I'm not really sure. I guess they did. It doesn't really change anything, though. Okay. My opponent... Imagine playing Atali and then baby raging you lost to 2/2s. Like, imagine. Imagine throwing a baby fit. Like they roped out and then put a stop here to rope me further. However, this is actually kind of funny. When you want to throw a baby fit, you know, when you want to act like you're 12, what you should actually do is not put a stop here. Because when it goes into combat, if you have a rope in combat, it could make me question my attack, right? If you put the stop here and you rope out and it lets me go to it like my turn, you actually can't make any like out of nowhere you're back, you know, you're not AFK, you come back and you try to like scam me in an attack or something. Now you can't because you've annihilated your priority with this stop. There's no reason to put a stop here because the game will give you a second rope on my turn anyways, right? It doesn't, like, the only reason you clip this is to let me know that you're 12 years old. But anyways, we did beat Atali. The only thing that could save them are red sweepers, and there's not a lot of them, but I would imagine they're playing maybe more than this, right? And yeah, we just got there. We beat the 12-year-old. Nice. Oh my goodness. It's a blue-green deck. I'm all in. Ward 4 is kind of annoying. Fortunately, my opponent's deck is extremely one-dimensional. Which, maybe that's not actually fortunate. Okay. What did they just do? Alright, so we're gonna have a extremely gummed up board state, it seems. I think that's how this game's gonna go out. Extremely gummed up board state. With probably the game ending with a, thing. Do I kill this? I actually think I don't. I think I just do this. I could have also maybe attacked. I don't think chip damage is getting me there, honestly. I'd rather exercise this, but maybe I just can't. Up the Beanstalk is definitely card draw, and this is beatable, where the Up the Beanstalk can keep my opponent in the game. So maybe I do just take that out. It's a hard one. It also might not matter. It also might not matter. My opponent needs an answer right now. So yeah, I guess it's down to this last turn anyways. So this is the cleanest, most straightforward game I've played. Not many cards get a blue-green deck back into it. That certainly isn't it. But it is rather large. Nice. That was just a... I mean... rabbit, Delney, rabbit, 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 rabbit. And the clock is extremely fast and your opponent can't interact with it. The only problem is, almost every deck does. Just not common. Okay, I haven't had a 1-drop yet. What does this do? I don't even know. What the heck is this? Looks spooky. Did I already say hello? I'm not even sure. I have a clean curve, but that's all about. That's all I've got. Oh no, my I have no idea. Split up, actually. Everything in my hand is reasonable except the rabbit. Let us play Delney and swing, I think. Actually, you know what? Let's scry. A land is not necessary. It's probably worth it. It feels worth it. Alright, well, I'm ahead on board, but I don't know how much that matters. Okay. I am not blocking that token. Recommission. Kind of an ugly recommission, honestly. Kind of an ugly recommission. Could have maybe not swung with the 2/1/1s, but I don't know if that mattered. Oh, they actually just block a 2/2. Wow. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, probably shouldn't have swung with the 1/1s. They're not super important. I think getting rid of a single one here is a big deal, but still. Now, in this spot, because they know about this card, it's not ideal to trade off these rabbits. Although, to be fair, they can't actually do that anyways. I can swing with a 4/4 here. Do they trade? Probably. Alright. I really don't want to recommission that card, but I think I actually will. Because again, scrying here is pretty useful. I like this card. It's not a rabbit. I'm going to keep it. And you can't stop me. And then we deal 4. They know about a very scary hand that undoes a board wipe, so they need to either make me discard it on this attack, or I don't know. I don't really like my situation here because of these 3 random cards I don't know about. Okay. Certainly beatable. They did not swing. There is no risk in blocking, right? If they swing with Alcatraz, I am just going to block it. Alright, there we go. I just take 3 damage. Feels free enough. Alright, so I can get rid of this as a blocker, but then they can block with this anyways, so that doesn't feel good. I'm probably still always casting it, though. Alcatraz is just annoying, so let's just get rid of it. And swing. They're not dead, right? Are they dead? No. Hold on. Yes, they are. My opponent needed to block in the air. They didn't block with a 1/1. They had to block. That could block, right? Let me just make sure Delney reads. Yeah. They needed to block with this, and they really didn't want to, because I'd get this back, and then I would just blow up all untapped creatures. My entire board is tapped, so it's just free, right? So, rock in a hard place, but in order for the game to continue and for them to see the next turn, they had to block there. Interesting. Interesting. We actually got there. Yeah. I mean, shoot. Okay. I'm on the draw yet again. I've been on the draw quite a bit here. And these kinds of decks, you really, really don't want to be on the draw. Some of them it's fine. Ones like these, I'm not too big of a fan being on the draw. It's not the worst though, I guess. It's certainly not the best. So banking on a land. Land would be ideal. Opponent did not play Tatyova first. This doubles your stuff? What does this do? Oh, sure. Maybe I wanted to cast Split Up? No, no, I did not want to cast Split Up there. Definitely didn't. Okay. All of this is hilarious. That was very ideal for me. Well, maybe. Maybe not. Of course it wasn't. Alright, so... now what? Just double rabbit? Swing? Yeah, I mean... yeah, they can't block anything. I can name Untapped. Oh, I should name Untapped here. Yeah. Okay. I can beat these two creatures. This is just as good as I can ask for. It's still lethal, so. I would have obviously loved to have cast this, though. Land before Tatyova again. I can eat 2 foods. That cannot block. It's not lethal in 1 attack. They go up to 12. Yeah, they're not dead here. If I kill the blocker, they're at, again, they're at 12, 15, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1 off lethal. So I don't kill the Llanowar Elves, I just swing. What does this do? Sack food to draw? Okay. Should I kill anything? I mean, it's not lethal. This is not lethal. I'm gonna run this out. It's lethal next turn. There's no reason to play this. But this doesn't kill me. And they're at not alive levels of health. So I can deny a card draw here. It is 9 damage. This could probably get me out of a pickle. I just don't want him to draw a card, right? I feel like that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Again, blocking here feels kind of irrelevant. It is giving them advantage and stuff, but like, this is the last turn anyways, really, I think. If I lose my board, I probably don't come back. I can't imagine blocking this really changes anything, but I guess I'll just, I mean, I don't know, I'll block it. It doesn't change anything. There's nothing that fundamentally 3 tokens are gonna do for me. That is not it. Now there's still River's Rebuke? No. There's no more River's Rebuke. Get wrecked. Get schmeated. I beat Tatyova on the play. There were no Llanowar Elves in the play, but still, I mean, look how many lands my opponent had. Like probably almost every single land in their deck, actually. Well, Tatyova goes maybe over 30 lands. I've seen that sometimes, which I'm actually not a big fan of doing, but yeah, we actually got there. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so I think Delney might be kind of the best commander for this strategy. People really like the green-white rabbit, and I've seen the red-white doll that counts your creatures and then like steals that life. But I'm not too big on that one. I think the rabbit might be better than that, but Delney might just be better of the other two. I really like Delney's ability to make everything unblockable. It also lets you not grow your stuff too big for stuff like Split Up, and that's pretty big. Raise the Past is an excellent card. Warden was decent. Skrelv, I think I said it in the beginning, would have been useful, but I didn't feel like it was useful enough. I might be in between that now. I'm not sure if I think it's like an amazing card, but I can see Skrelv coming in. Virtue was probably not very good. I never got to cast this. In fact, getting to 5 mana in general didn't seem to happen too much, and every time I was at 5 mana, I kind of needed to already be in a position to kill my opponent, right? Playing this in turn 5, untapping my creatures, it doesn't feel that amazing. It also suddenly lets your opponent actually start blocking these because they get too big, right? And that's not ideal because, you know, the unblockable clause here is pretty useful. So this might have been wrong. Honestly, just another rabbit. Oh, well, it went down when I clicked it. Just going up a rabbit. But I still like Expel because it has an immediate effect and it's, you know, removes everything that you want to remove except, you know, the small stuff that you have in play. The card draw engines are excellent. This is you're never going to get a better deck for assemble the players, right? I mean, it works with this card, and that's just perfect. You know, you can't play Heir Apparent without a card like this, and you might as well. It's just really good. The reanimates were good. You could make the argument that they might as well be another rabbit, but they have the added benefit of also giving you your commander back for a cheap price, which is very, very good, especially on turn 4 when you play this out of the graveyard, assuming it dies, which it always does. And then you have a rabbit alongside of it. That's very good. Split Up is just excellent. The more I play Magic, the more I really like this effect. This is a very unique board wipe. I'm a big fan of it. This is mana intensive, so it's hard to justify, but if the game is at that point where if you think you want to keep having the game go after your first wave or your initial wave isn't cutting it, I guess you can run this, but again, it's pretty mana hungry. It already costs 3, and then it's 1 mana for each thing, and like, how much do you draw relative to how many rabbits you want to play in a turn? Again, this is like deep, deep down a game where you might already have lost. I don't know. I never really got to see this do anything, honestly. And the mana cost on the ability is part of the reason why. But for the Heir Apparent main like thing you're doing, the meat and potatoes of the broth, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not super sold on it. You do automatically lose to certain things happening to you, namely board wipes. Your opponent can overwhelm you with creatures too, a little bit harder, but it is possible. I think there was a Kranko matchup, actually, and then my opponent just, like, slowly made more goblins than I made rabbits. And then they suddenly made all the goblins, like, +1/+1, I died, so I've never actually seen Kranko. That was funny. But, yeah, it's just not quite there. It also does one thing, and if you don't like doing that one thing, I can't recommend this. You don't have a surprise. You're not going to catch your opponent off guard. Your opponent is always going to just play the one-dimensional kind of game you would play against, like, Relentless Rats, right? Or whatever the Magic Arena version of Relentless Rats is. Dawn's Truce is a surprise card, and sometimes you do have it, but, you know, there's only one copy of it, right? It's just one-dimensional, right? You've played 4 games, you've played every kind of game this deck is probably going to run, but I do like Delney as a commander for this, and this is the first time Delney has actually done something for me, so we broke that streak of Delney being terrible, terrible for me every opportunity and amazing for my opponents. I'm just cursed with this card. I have broken the curse, which is a plus, and yeah, I can recommend this if you like the strategy, and I can't if you don't. That's it. It's straight down the middle. You either like rabbits or you don't like rabbits. So let me know what you thought about it. I'm sure there's one or two, or maybe even 3 or 4 cards I didn't play in the Heir Apparent deck that everyone just assumes you automatically run in Heir Apparent. Maybe they just weren't on my radar, or I scrolled past them and didn't think they were worth it. But looking at Heir Apparent lists online, this is just the cards I liked. So let me know what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.